I want eventually to watch playoff football. I'm not asking for a divisional round. I want it to be just one game where the Lions are in the playoffs. I would kill for that. I'm so jealous of all of these teams. I am. I really am. All right, let's get into the podcast. Thank you so much for watching the podcast or listening to the podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you like and subscribe today, it's completely and totally free. Today and today only. If you go to YouTube and you like and subscribe and you comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, I will send you a picture of my dog or a personalized thank you, whichever you want. And if you do that on wherever you listen to your podcast and you send it to me, I will give you a free picture of my dog or a personalized thank you. So make sure you go do that. All right. Let's start off with Detroit sports, and we'll get to the NFL here in a second. Let's start off with the Detroit sports. Let's talk about the Lions. Couple things. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, back. Interviewed all over the place, talking to all these people. Oh, maybe I want to go, maybe I want to go. Back. That is huge for the Lions going into next season because it's a deal where now we can just keep that momentum going. We can keep it going. We can still... you could see the future. You can see next year. Jared Goff loves him. The offense is buzzing. Dan Campbell obviously has more faith in him coming the second half of the season. That momentum of that great offense is going to be there day one this year, which is what we need. Aaron Glenn. Now, he's out here in Phoenix with me. He's not staying with me, but he's here in Phoenix, Arizona, with interviewing with the Arizona Cardinals in person. Now, if he leaves, will I be sad? Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I will be sad. But is it going to be the most devastating thing to ever happen in the history of the world? No, it's not. It's really not. You had the 32nd best defense in the league. I understand that we spent the 32nd most on our defense, so we get what we pay for. But there was times where it's just like, can we just make it a little bit better? But it just didn't work. It just didn't work. But do I think if he comes back that we take an immense step, especially if we make a lot of good draft picks? Yes. Do I want him back? Yes. But I'm just saying, it's like, don't cry. Don't cry over it if he leaves. I think Aaron Glenn is going to be a fantastic head coach wherever he goes. I think he's a great, great coach, and I think he'll be a fantastic head coach. Also, I tweeted out something today. I tweeted out Jared Goff. The Ravens offered Lamar Jackson $133 million guaranteed, and Lamar Jackson turned it down. And I tweeted out that maybe we should get Lamar. And I am shocked. I'm not kidding you. Shocked about the response that I got. No, he's hurt. I don't want him. Jared. You guys have hated Jared Goff since the day we traded for him. And I get that we're 9-8. But Lamar Jackson, with wide receivers, is a good quarterback. You can't tell me Lamar Jackson wouldn't be better than Jared Goff. We'd have to give up a lot, and we'd have to give up a lot of our cap space. But you can't tell me Lamar Jackson doesn't make us better day one, especially with Ben Johnson. Am I sitting here being like, if we don't get Lamar Jackson, we're not a playoff team next year? No, I'm not saying that. But Lamar Jackson is a Super Bowl winning caliber quarterback. Jared Goff, on the other hand, maybe not. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I'm willing to sacrifice the 18th pick, a couple of third rounders, and Jared Goff for Lamar Jackson. That is what I'm saying. I think Lamar Jackson is a fantastic, fantastic quarterback, and I'm fine with either one, Goff or Lamar Jackson, just not Will Levis. Also, fan-cited Brad Berryman posted, he wrote a great article, something very interesting about the Lions this offseason, that if we cut, and I just think, I just want to elevate it because I think it is a very good point. If we cut Charles Harris, Michael Brockers, and Vaitai, we could clear $20 million more on our cap space. Makes a lot of sense to me. I'm just saying, we're going into this offseason with not much defensive help, and with just cutting 3 guys, you just completely spend all of that money on the defense or Lamar Jackson. This team is completely different next year. Completely different. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for next year. I really am. Now, lastly, trying this new recording system. I do mock drafts, obviously, as you guys know, every Tuesday. But on the podcast now, every single week, I would like to do the first round and see what you guys think about these about these. So if you're on YouTube, you can see it right now. It's on the screen. If you're listening to the podcast, I'll help narrate it. So we have the 6th and the 18th pick. We're just doing one round. All right. Let's start the draft. All right. First pick, Jalen Carter. Oh, I forgot. I don't accept trades because I don't want to change it up too much. First pick, Jalen Carter. Second pick, Bryce Young. Third pick, Miles Murphy. Third pick, C.J. Stroud. Third pick, Wilson from Texas Tech. Leaving us with the board of Will Anderson Jr., Will Levis, Brian Brees, Quentin Johnson, Paris Jackson, and Christian Gonzalez. You have to take Will Anderson. And anybody and everybody's going to be like, oh, this isn't realistic. It's here. What do you want me to do? You want me to take Brian Brees over Will Anderson Jr.? No, I'm not doing that. So we're taking Will Anderson Jr. I should slow this down. All right, because I have it on speed. All right, here we go. We're on the 18th pick. Brian Brees is still there. Let's see, who got picked? So then Will Levis, Joey Porter, Quentin Johnson, Christian Gonzalez goes at 10. Sorinsky goes to Tennessee. Addison goes to the Houston Texans, which makes a lot of sense. Paris Johnson going to the Jets. That makes a ton of sense. Cam Smith to the Patriots. I don't think that's a good fit. Michael Mayer to the Green Bay Packers. I think that is a bad pick. Anthony Richardson to the Washington Commanders, which I think is a good pick. I think he's very talented. And Jones of Georgia goes to Pittsburgh, leaving us with Brian Brees, Bijan Robinson, Keely Ringo, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Brian Branch, and then honestly, somebody who I like is Trenton Simpson. But obviously, right here in this 18th spot, there's no doubt about it. Brian Brees falls to you. So guess what? We have to take Brian Brees. So in the first round of this draft, we get Will Anderson and Brian Brees. And if you honestly give that less than an A+, you're crazy. You're crazy. All right. So mock draft comes out on Tuesday. I will do this again and tweet it out and have everybody call me an idiot. But I enjoy it. I love these mock drafts. I've got my whole calendar clear for this NFL draft. All right, moving on to the next sport, Red Wings. Sorry, I didn't do a live stream this week. I was at the game at the Mullet Arena here in Arizona. A fantastic arena. It seats about 5,000 people. It was completely packed. I would say it felt like 75% Red Wings fans. A great arena, great experience. We got tickets right on the ice for I think $235 for 2 tickets. That's really good. We're sitting 4th row. It was so much fun. Just absolutely so much fun. And I had my first experience. I had my first Detroit Pierce sighting experience of my life. Elliot, I want to tweet at you. Elliot comes up to me at Mullet Arena and goes, Pierce? And I froze. I've been practicing this ever since I started this podcast, being ready for it. I want to be ready. And I just fumbled all over myself. I was just like, you know who I am? I just absolutely... And to be honest with you, Elliot, and everybody listening, if you come up to me and you say hi, and you're like, oh, you're Detroit Pierce, do you realize what happens to me emotionally? I get so damn excited. I didn't know what to do. I literally had no idea what to do. I had no idea. I just screwed up that interaction so bad. I wish I could have said something funny and witty, but I think I just mumbled for 38 seconds and walked away and just started giggling like a little schoolgirl for the rest of the game. I literally was in the second period and my wife looks at me and she goes, why are you smiling? There's nothing. I was like, somebody noticed who I was. I was such a damn nerd. But I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea how awesome that is for me. All right, now let's talk about the Red Wings. Let's not talk about myself. Tough week. They're struggling. This All-Star break cannot come fast enough. It just can't come fast enough. I just need it to happen, all right? We need it to come right now. It's rough. It is rough right now. Speaking about rough, let's talk about the Pistons. Killian Hayes, you go over to Paris, I make a couple bets on you, and you just crap the bed. Nowhere to be found. Absolutely terrible. Just disgusting. You're playing at home, Killian. You're playing at home. Play with some damn pride. Just do something. Do something great. I thought he was going to fill it up. He's been great all year. 13 points. That's easy for him. Brick. Thanks, Killian. You made me lose money. Jerk. All right, but... Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the lottery. Let's sim the lottery. Right now, it says that we have the second best odds. If we look at it, it says that we have a 52% chance at the top 4 pick and a 14% for the number 1 overall pick. So let's go to tankathon.com/mock draft. If you're on YouTube, you will be able to see me hitting the lottery button. If you're listening to the podcast, I will describe it to you. And here we go. And we get the 5th pick, which is, I think, the worst that you can get. I think that's as bad as a pick that you can get. Number 1 goes to the Rockets. Number 2 goes to the Spurs. Number 3 goes to the Thunder. 4 go to the Pelicans. And 5 goes to the Pistons. And we get Cam Whitmore, 6'7", power forward from Villanova. All right. Not the best. Not the best. Let's be honest. It's not the best. Damn it. And then... Whatever. And then let's talk about the Tigers real quick. Obviously, there's not much news, but I did see on Reddit that Casey Mize, Matt Manning, Jake Rogers, Lorenzen, and Scooble were doing Pilates together today. That's good team bonding. I like it. Fun. We're going to be fun. We're going to win. I think our over-under this year is 68 wins. Fun. That's fun. We're going to have fun. And shout out. Okay, so another thing. So I'm a season ticket holder for the Diamondbacks. I go Tuesdays and Fridays. And so with that, you get like perks and like cool events and stuff. And one of the perks was swing for your seats. If I hit a home run at Chase Field, I get the seats for free for the year. And I hit a ground ball to the third baseman. But the tweets that you guys came up with made me so happy in life. Oh, is that Javi Baez? Oh, you could still make the team. Oh, is that Brandon Inge? My father and I were reading every single tweet, giggling to ourselves about how funny each and every single were. Oh my God, that was so funny. So funny. I have a good glove. I can throw it. I can throw it from third base to first base. Maybe I could start. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Why not? All right, let's go into European Minute. Yeah, that's all I got about the Tigers. It's just that I like that they're building the team bonding in January, and that I could definitely start third base. All right, so let's go into European Minute, and that starts in 3, 2, 1, now. All right, Arsenal won the English Premier League today. They did, against Manchester United. The teams that win leagues, no matter what the league is, teams that win the league take ties and make them into wins. The teams that don't win the league make wins into ties and ties into losses. It's just something about soccer. Those are the teams that win the championship. Arsenal, with their backs against the wall, 90th minute, needing a goal, champions win that game. Champions get that goal. That's what Arsenal did, and they're going to win. Unfortunately, they're going to win the English Premier League. I know that this is European Minute, and usually I either talk about F1 or Chelsea, so I'm going to talk about Chelsea for the last 30 seconds here. It's my segment. I get to do what I want with it. Chelsea is so disappointing and so bad. It's unbelievable that no matter how much money you spend at it, it's not going to fix itself this year. You just need to stay in the mid-table and just ride it out, fire Graham Potter, get Zinedine Zidane, or get anybody else, because this is not working. You've built this backwards, and it's completely stupid. And that's been your European Minute. I think I went over by 2 seconds. It's so dumb. I could have went on that rant for like 8 minutes. All right, let's talk about the NFL. This is what you came for. 4 games, NFL divisional round this week. Let's talk about each game. I'll give one thought and then I'll give a deep dive. So let's give one statement for each game. Jags Chiefs. I love you, Jackson Mahomes. Giants Eagles. Eagles are for real. Bengals Bills. Joe Burr. 49ers Cowboys. Kyle Shanahan. That's been your one statement for each game. All right, now let's break it down a little bit. Chiefs, Mahomes out, hurt. How is he going to be next week? Blah, 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 blah. Look, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable how dumb Jackson Mahomes is. Let's start with Jackson Mahomes. I'm literally on Instagram, and I'm watching him take tequila shots inside of the stadium. as the game is going on, and he's not watching the game. He's just like looking at a screen. It's like, what are you doing? You're in the stadium. Watch the game. You get free tickets for the rest of your life, and you're just taking tequila. Like, Jackson, I'm your biggest fan, but my God, take advantage of these free tickets. I love you, dude. I love you. I come on the podcast sometime, but my God, dude, it's hard. All right, now let's talk about the game. Jacksonville was never going to win that game. Mahomes, I'll be interested to see if he can play next week. I think he will at a limited role. I don't know what his capabilities are going to be. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And that offensive line got shredded at times, it felt like. So it'll be very interesting. Eagles, Giants, there's not much to say. The Eagles are strong, even with Jalen Hurts being banged up. And by the way, about Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts is hurt too. Everybody's hurt. It's the postseason. That's how sports are. You are in this late part of the season. Everybody's hurt. Nobody feels great right now. So for me, I'm looking at Jalen Hurts as he puts up 154 yards through the air with 2 touchdowns. You could make it work. He made it work. That Eagles team is strong, not only with Jalen Hurts, but defensively. Just goes to show you don't need to pick a quarterback in the first round. You can get good value late in the draft, by the way. And talking about late round picks, Brock Purdy does it again, dude. He is not sexy. Brock Purdy doesn't do anything sexy, but that's not what you need in the Kyle Shanahan offense. You just need a guy that's going to control the game. Jimmy Garoppolo is not fantastic, and he took him to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. He doesn't do anything sexy, but the offensive line in the run design, in the play design, makes it good, makes it great. In that defense, oh my God, they just suffocate you. They're crazy good. They're crazy. The 49ers are going to be in the Super Bowl, I think. I don't know. Then the Chiefs, and then the Bills. Bengals punched them in the mouth in the first quarter. And Bills, where are you at? I'm rooting for the Bills. Where are you at? You're just gone. You just got punched in the mouth and you're dead. I mean, they didn't want to show. I never have seen a championship. I've never seen a playoff game like this in a long time where I'm like, get up off the mat. What is going on? They just could not get up. They refused and refused. They looked flat and cold. It's just crazy. And Joe Burrow in the playoffs is another monster. Can they do it again, though? Can they beat the Chiefs again? God, I hope so. I hope so. I really do. I really do. All right, college basketball. I guess I should make a prediction. No podcast next week, by the way. I've got the in-laws in town, so no podcast next week. So I'm going to give you a preview. I think Chiefs 49ers in a rematch, and I think the 49ers win. So no podcast next week, but I got Chiefs 49ers. College basketball, here's the top 5. I did top 4 for I did the college football player for college football. I'm going to do college basketball top 5. This year's chaos so far. Listen to the losses just this week. Houston lost at home to Temple. Kansas got murdered by TCU at home. UCLA lost at Arizona, which is not an embarrassing loss. Gonzaga lost for the first time since I think the Kennedy administration at home. Texas obviously all over the place. Chris Beard gone. We don't know what they're up and down. They barely beat West Virginia the other night. And Xavier lost at DePaul earlier this week. So I'm looking, and that's in your top 10. So now I'm looking at the top 5 like, where do I go with this? How do I do this? So this is my top 5 for right now. Tell me what you think. Number 1, Purdue. Number 2, may surprise you. I think UCLA is the second best team in the country. Number 3, Alabama. Number 4, Tennessee. Number 1, defense. People forget that. And number 5, my pick for the national championship, Virginia. That's my top 5. Tell me what you think and tell me who's in your top 5. But it's just, there's like, I was talking to a couple friends of mine about college basketball this year who are like, this is the time where they get into it just like me. But I've been watching it the past couple of days and the weeks, and I'm like, I keep looking for that team, that guy, that system, that just like that's going to take over. That's like going to be the monumental favorite. And you're telling me Purdue's the favorite because they have Edey and Matt Painter? No, that's not. You can't. That's not it. Gonzaga, where's that? They're nowhere. UCLA, they've got a lot of experience, but they lost at Arizona. They've lost a couple. Like, there's not that one team that I'm like, boom, there it is. Tennessee's got flaws, but damn, they play good defense. I just like, There's so much happening that it's going to be, I think this March is going to be crazy fun. Crazy fun. All right, final thoughts. I could do it. I could do my final thoughts again on the stupid Coke freestyle machine, which is the dumbest machine in the history of the world, but I've already done that a couple times. The fact that I go to a Wendy's and I ask for a Coke and they can't do it is banana land. Banana. But here's what I'm going to do. The World Cup of handball is happening right now, all right? And so I tune in and I watch it and I text a bunch of my buddies and I'm like, how the hell are we not the greatest at this? Turns out the United States has a team. It turns out they didn't win a game in the World Cup of handball. What? How? Like, this is a sport made for America, made for Americans, made by Americans. It is literally something I came up with in my backyard. You dribble a ball a couple of times, then you take a baseball and throw it into a net. It's hockey, basketball, and baseball all in one sport. How do we not dominate this? I watched flag football highlights, the World Championship of flag football, and it was the United States versus Italy. And the whole Italian team was Americans who figured out a way to become Italian, where they're like, oh, my great-grandfather is Italian. Like, we dominate in sport. Like, how are we not dominating in handball? How's that possible? Like, look. This is a Al Kaline saying baseball, so I'm not taking it out. But look at this. I can throw this thing at like 70 miles an hour. How are we not, like, they're not doing anything crazy. It's just frustrating. How are we not winning national? How's that possible? How are we not winning championships? How could it be that hard? Somebody give me the sign-ups. I want to sign up and just dominate handball in America. It's a bunch of nerds. I know. It's just a bunch of nerds running around being like, yeah, no, give me the rock. I would dominate. I would dominate that sport. All right, make sure you like and subscribe. No show next week. In-laws are in town, so make sure you like, subscribe. I appreciate you all. God bless. Go to Detroit Sports, and make sure you comment who you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl. I appreciate you. God bless.